Together, growing in faith, changing communities.
Dear brothers and sisters, tonight, few things that speak to me. The first one, it is on the first day of the week. Jesus has been crucified on a Friday. They couldn't go to the tomb on a Saturday, and yet they are frustrated. They're waiting eagerly. They do not know what else to do. They cannot wait for the Shabbat, for the Passover to be over, because they need to see where he was buried. Have you ever chased against time and you realize that time is ahead of you and you cannot catch up with it? I look into my life, I look at my age, as you look into your life and you look at your age and you ask yourself, how far have I gone? What have I achieved? What do I have to show for myself? So many people look at us and they presume we are happy. So many people look at us and they presume we've achieved. But deep down, I know that I'm empty. Deep down, I know that I'm miserable. Deep down, I know that I'm not at peace. And so they sit throughout the Sabbath. They sit in pain and in anguish. When everybody around them celebrates, when everybody around them sees the glory of God, they cannot. They too cry like Jesus on the cross. How can you do this to us? How can you abandon me in the hour of my need? How can you leave me when I need you the most? And I love the strength of these women. Luke says it was early in the morning. And I want to argue that they couldn't sleep. Something kept them awake. Something disturbed them. And I look into my own life. Are there things that keep me awake? Are there things that disturb me? And my dear brothers and sisters, it is easy to laugh among people. It is easy to smile and to crack jokes. Meanwhile, deep down I'm broken. Look around us. Look at how full this church is. Do not be deceived by the smile and the laughter. Some of us are going through issues. Some of us have gone through a lot to be where we are today. It reminds me of a woman who comes with an alabaster jar of oil, and she cracks open the jar, and everybody else complain and say, what a waste. And Jesus looks at her, and Jesus says something absolutely powerful. Do not be too quick to judge why she's doing this, because you do not know where she comes from. How many of us carry wounds from the past? How many of us continue to suffer, and we suffer in silence? How many of us are afraid to open up because we're scared that you may judge us? How many of us continue to live in fear because you will never understand? How many of us need to live double lives, and we presume to you and we pretend to you that we've got everything in control? Meanwhile, we are scared and we are dying. But I love these women. I love the courage that they have. And it teaches me something of great importance. There comes a time when I need to face my own fears. There comes a time when I need to go to the grave. There comes a time when I need to raise the dead. There comes a time when I need to go to the shelf, to the archives, to the things I have buried, to the pains, to the memories of the past, and I need to face it. And St. Paul says something greater. the God in me is greater than anything in the world. I can do all things because Christ is my strength. I can fight all the battles, not because I'm strong, but because God has been strong. And how many of us need that? How many of us are afraid of going back home? How many of us are afraid of going back to our marriages? How many of us are afraid of our own children? How many of us cannot wait? How many of us are afraid of being alone? How many of us are afraid of the darkness? How many of us are afraid of ourselves? And there are certain things, my dear brothers and sisters, that no one else can do for us. There are certain journeys that no one can walk with us, that I need to walk on my own. There are certain doors that no one can open for me, that I need to open them on myself. And there are certain things I cannot ignore forever. I need to face them, to deal with them. But there's also another principle that I find from these women as they go and they find that the stone has been rolled over. They get excited. They're confused. They do not know what to expect. And they see two men. And the two men ask them one of the most beautiful, powerful questions. Why do you seek the living among the dead? Why are you so angry? Why are you still angry? Some of us are still angry at the people who have died. Are angry at the people who will never come back to say they're sorry. Are angry at the things that happened in our childhood. Are angry at the things that are beyond our control. Why are you still angry? Why am I still bitter? Why am I still negative? Why am I still picking up the unnecessary fights? Why am I holding on to something that is not giving me life? And there are certain things in our lives that we need to face. There are battles that are not important. There are arguments that I don't need to answer. There are questions that I need to leave unattended. There are invitations that I need not to reply to. When will I grow up? When will I learn to move on? When will I find the strength to tell myself the bus is gone and it is not coming back? Upon realizing that the bus is gone, why are you still waiting at the bus stop? Why am I waiting for someone to come back and say I'm sorry? Why am I waiting for someone to say I love you? Why am I waiting for someone to say I need you? Why am I waiting for someone to say I want us to try again? You've seen they are no longer interested. Why are you torturing yourself? Why am I waiting for a miracle where there is no option for a miracle? The last point that speaks to me. When the women realize that Jesus is no longer there, they go back to the comfort of their friends. And they share with them the frustration, the news that confuses them. Do you have that for yourself? Do you have a circle of friends that you trust? Do you have someone that you can call? Do you have someone that is interested in you for who you are? Do you have people who have your best interest at heart? Do you have people who will drop everything and anything just for you? Is your home a place of love? Is there room for forgiveness in your house? Is there room for new start, new beginnings? Is there room for restoration? That yes, I've messed up, but I know that in my mother's house I'm still loved. That the world may condemn me, but when I come back home, somebody's going to hold me and tell me it's going to be okay. Have I married someone who loves me with all my flaws? Do I have children who will love me even though they know every mistake I've ever done? Do I have parents who will hold me and love me when I can no longer love myself? May the Virgin Mother of God continue to be with us, to protect, to bless, and to guide us. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.